Functions of human resource management can be classified as the management functions and the operative functions. Among the operative functions, one of the very important functions is training and development. Hello, my dear learners. I am Dr. Rasmeet Kaur Malhi, Assistant Professor, Department of Management from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences, and I welcome you to one of the modules of Human Resource Management on the topic Training and Development. In this module, we will be talking about what is the concept of training, what is the difference between training and education. Also, we will be discussing what is the difference between training and development, need and importance of training, and also what is the process of training. So let's begin with the presentation. Training is the process of teaching the new and the present employees the basic skills they need to perform a work effectively and to do their jobs. If I say alternatively speaking, what is training? It means the act of increasing knowledge and skill of an employee for doing his or her job. Thus, I can say that training refers to teaching and learning activities which are carried on for the primary purpose of helping the members of the organization to acquire and also to apply the required knowledge, skill and attitude to perform their jobs effectively. Now let us understand what is the difference between these two terms, that is training and education. On various dimensions today, I will be telling you how do we differentiate training and education. Talking about the first dimension, that is content and scope. When we talk about the content of training, I can say that it is more job related and specific. Whereas when we talk about scope of training, it is very, very narrow. As compared to education, when I say scope of education is broad and the content is more general and theoretical in nature. Talking about the second dimension, that is nature. When we talk about nature of training, it is said that it covers applied and practical knowledge. Whereas when we compare that with education, the nature of education, that it is more pure and theory based. Talking about the third dimension, that is result. In training, we find that the results are easily visible and are very, very quick. Whereas when we compare that with education, in results, we see that the results are delayed and are not that apparent, which was otherwise in training. Talking about the fourth dimension, that is duration. In training, when we talk about, the duration is usually short, and when we talk about education, we say that the education's duration is comparatively long. Talking about the last dimension, that is achievement. When we talk about training, the achievement is that you improve the role behavior of the employee who is working in the organization. Whereas when we talk about the achievement, what you get in education is that you increase knowledge and your horizons get expanded. Now, let's move on to the difference between training and development. Now, let's understand these two words, training and development. As we have covered what is the difference between training and education, I will be now briefing you about what is the difference between training and development. In the similar manner, how we have covered for training and education, there are few dimensions on which we are going to compare these two, that is training and development. The first dimension being who. When we talk about who has to be trained, it is the non-managerial personnel of the organizations who are to be trained in the organization. When we talk about in case of development, we say the managers of the organization are developed. The second criteria or dimension means what. When we talk about what is to be done, in training, we basically impart the technical and the mechanical operations knowledge to the non-managerial personnel. Whereas when we talk about development, it is said the theoretical and the conceptual ideas are basically imparted to the managers. Now let's move on to the third dimension, that is why. When we talk about why training and development are to be given in the organization, training is imparted because you want that specific and job related skills of the employees should enhance. Whereas when we talk about development, you want that the general and the overall development of the managers are to be done. Talking about the last one or the last dimension, that is duration and effect. Similarly, as we have talked about training and education, when we talk about training and development, trainings are usually short term, and when you talk about development, development can be seen in a long period of time. So we say the duration of development is long. Now let us discuss definition of training. I will be talking about a very easy definition which is given by Edwin B. Flippo. Edwin B. Flippo says that training is the act of increasing knowledge and skills of an employee for doing a particular job in the organization. A very simple definition to understand. Whereas when we talk about development and we understand the meaning of development, what is basically development? It means to improve the overall effectiveness of the employee at their current post and to prepare them for handling some future responsibilities in the future. That is what we have just discussed in the previous slide, that we develop our managers. Basically, development involves growth of an individual in all aspects, such as personality, his or her maturity, and so on. Now, let's talk about what is role of training. Why is it given in the organization? When we talk about role of training, there are various roles of training, such as it helps in increasing the efficiency of employee in the organization. Second role can be, it increases the morale of the employees who are working in the organization. Role of training is also to develop better human relations in the organization. It reduces supervision. Why do we say that it reduces supervision? Because now the employees are more trained. They do not require any supervisor to monitor their performance. It also helps in their personal growth. The trained employees are more confident about the job which they are doing. So we say that it also helps in their personal growth. And also, the last but not the least, it helps to make the organizational climate favorable. Moving further to what is need and importance of training. This particular topic we will be doing in two perspectives. First is from the management's perspective and second is from the employee's perspective. Let us talk about first from the management's perspective. What is the need and importance of training for management? When you talk about a training which is given in the organization, the first need is because the management wants that the employees should be imparted with new knowledge and skills. The second could be to improve the productivity. The trained employees are more productive as compared to an untrained employee. Third point is that it improves the quality. As the employee is now trained, you will find that the quality of the product which he is contributing in the organization is of more quality. Next point or the next need and importance of imparting training to an employee in the organization could be that it helps them to meet challenges which are posed by the global competition. So when I talk about the global competition, I am saying the external environment. So if there are any changes or if there are any challenges which is, the globally from the external environment, it helps the trained employee to basically face them. Next point is, it helps to fulfill future manpower requirements. When you have your trained people working with you in the organization, management knows what is the future manpower requirement. Thus, it also helps in doing proper human resource planning. Next point could be improve morale and organizational behavior. When you have trained people, their morale is boosted and you will find that the organizational behavior in the organization enhances. It reduces accidents because they are trained, they know how the work has to be done. So, it reduces the chances of accidents in the organization. It also reduces obsolescence and increases creativity. More trained people in the organizations come up with more creative work. It reduces the cost and wastages. Now, because the employees know how to perform a work, you will find them that it reduces wastage in the organization, which in turn also reduces the cost of the organization. And the last one is it increases the efficiency, or I could say that it provides greater efficiency to the management. Now we will be talking about what is the need and importance of training to the employees. We have discussed about management. Now we will be talking from the point of view of employees. Talking about the first point that says it helps in their personal growth and satisfaction. If you have trained employees, you will find that they are satisfied at their own end and it helps them to grow personally. Second could be it improves their morale, loyalty, their self-esteem and outlook of an employee. Because now they are trained, their morale is high, their zeal is high, they are more loyal to the organization, their self-esteem is boosted because they know how the work has to be done, and also that changes their outlook as an employee for the management, because now the management is spending money on them, training them, so their outlook also becomes very, very positive for the management. Next point is it reduces injuries. At the employees level, as they are trained, it also reduces the chances of injuries, because now, as I just said, the trained employee knows how to perform a particular task. The last point could be it reduces absenteeism and switching. When a person knows how to do a work, you will find he or she does not avoid the work. So, it reduces absenteeism in the organization, and also switching, that is moving from one organization to the other, also reduces. Now, let's discuss what is the process of training. Training process can be classified as doing a need analysis, having an instructional design, doing a proper validation, implementing the training program, and finally to have evaluation and follow-up of that training program. Now let's discuss them one by one. To begin with, the first one, that is the need analysis. When you talk about need analysis, basically it is to identify specific job performance skills and needs which are to be improved. In need analysis, you try to analyze the audience so that you can ensure the program and how it is going to be well suited to the different levels of education, experience and skills of people in the organization. Need analysis, when it is done, you can do research to develop specific measurable knowledge and performance objective which will make need analysis more clear. Talking about the second step, that is instructional design. Instructional design is basically when you gather all instructional objective, methods, media, description or sequence of content which is required for that training program. You should organize them into a curriculum so that it can support the adult learning theory and provides a blueprint for the program development. When you talk about an instructional design, you should ensure that all the materials complement each other and are written very clearly. That makes it more specific. When you talk about instructional design, the trainer should carefully and professionally handle all the program elements so that it guarantees quality and effectiveness in a training program. Let's talk about the third step in the training process, that is validation. What is validation? Validation is basically to introduce and validate the training before a representative audience. So, before you actually put the training program into a real practice, you should validate that. How do you do it? There are pilot results or there are pilot studies which are conducted so that you can measure that what is the program effectiveness. The fourth step is implementation. Implementation is basically when you implement that training program. If possible, you should boost the success of the training program with Train the Trainer workshop. Now, what is this Train the Trainer workshop? It is basically which focuses on the presentation, knowledge and skills in addition to the training content. So, apart from the training content, you should try that you can come up with knowledge and skill enhancement things. Lastly, we will be talking about the fifth step, that is evaluation and follow-up. Evaluation and follow-up is considered to be the last step of any program. Evaluation and follow-up helps to assess the program's success. How do you assess it? There are various ways in assessing it. First is by looking at the reaction of the trainees, by looking at what is the learning which they have actually achieved from that particular training program, to see what is their behavior, whether it is a positive change in the behavior or it is a negative behavior after the training program, and also to measure the results after the training program, which will tell you whether that training program was effective or not. So my dear learners, in this video we have talked about what is the concept of training, how does it differ from education and development, what is role of training, what is the process of training, and also need and importance of it. In the next module of training and development, we will be talking about the methods of training, that is on the job and off the job training methods. Thank you.